Welcome to the ISB show, Asian World Cup qualifiers. Let's get into it. We're halfway through this first match day, guys. Let's look at some of the scores as they have happened today. And guys, remember, if you guys all remember last time, these lovable fellows here, me, Sahil, Rahi, and Roy, we all picked winners of the rounds, guys. And so how are we doing so far? Well, I just want to say I'm starting out giving myself a B+ because Uzbekistan got it done. I'm giving myself a B+ because they got a red card. They should have won by more goals than just one, but they beat Kyrgyzstan, guys. They beat Kyrgyzstan. I told you guys this would happen. You guys didn't believe me, but I told you guys.
You just chose an easy pick there. Certainly the favorite Uzbekistan certainly helped by the red card, man. So
B+.
The soccer gods were in your favor.
B+. Right?
You get a C+. Come on.
Hey, this is gospel. B+. Okay, let's see how UAE is currently doing right now in the match against Iran. 2-0 at this current juncture time. I'm giving you a C- for that.
Yeah, again, soccer gods complete in your favor. I don't know if you saw that 30-minute delay in the game. So that again didn't work in the favor of the UAE. They ended up being 20 minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half. It was a wild situation. I don't think that helped. When you're the underdog team, I think the quicker the game's over, the better.
But I'm hearing a lot of excuses. I'm hearing a lot of excuses going on.
I hear.
I hear a lot of excuses.
This is a good Iran team. I think it's more about the next game for UAE. I thought they would get the draw in this game. They are not going to. Iran is likely going to qualify for the World Cup. So anyways, I give myself an incomplete because wait for the next game.
Okay. And Roy, I hate to do this, but I got to give you a D because that was not the way the Indonesia wanted to start. We'll talk about that match. We'll do a full rundown of that match later in this video. So let's start off.
Can we say also soccer gods not in Roy's favor? I mean, a missed penalty. You just got lucky with the red card, Uzbekistan. Both of us had some rough luck.
Well, we'll talk about all of that. But first, we need to start off, guys, and congratulate the first team into the World Cup. Beautiful. Japan. Omedetou gozaimasu. So,
congratulations. Congratulations. Yes. They deserved to qualify. An incredible team. They're going to set the tournament on fire. But let me tell you, they have to play a lot better than they did in this game because, boy, they looked terrible. They were misplacing passes. They looked nervous. Maybe they were nervous because they knew they were so close. But I've never seen Japan look so sloppy. They were actually quite fortunate to win this game. I thought that it might actually end up a draw. Bahrain did a good job defending. In the end, Japan deserves to go through. The subs make a difference. They're incredibly talented team, Roy, but they have to be better in the World Cup, and I think they will be.
Yep. Now, what a team, what a country, what a people. This team is the perfect representation of the Japanese people. They're pure and utter class. Not today, I agree, but even a Japan that performs poorly is better than this entire region. Is that an accurate statement? This Japan team is so strong.
But I think that's the point. I get it, but I think the point, look at Kubo. Kubo had, in my opinion, a fantastic match.
Oh, he was extraordinary.
Incredible. Responsible for both goals. The goal and then and you look at that moment of brilliance on that first goal by Japan. Yeah, what beautiful understanding by the players to know Kubo knows exactly where to put it. So even though they started off slow, and I agree with you, they started off slow, look at how they finished. And all it takes is that moment of brilliance, and that's why this team is so good. Yeah.
But look at Mitoma, really the whole day misplacing passes. So all I'm saying is I completely agree with both of you. They deserved it. They're an incredible team in the regions, but our expectations of them are so high. And you can't make these kind of mistakes against good teams in the World Cup because our expectation for this team, guys, is that they go far. We're talking a team that can make the quarterfinals, semifinals of a World Cup. That's what we expect from Japan and nothing less.
I agree. I don't think they're going to make these kind of mistakes against better teams. I think they made them because they sunk to the level of their competition a bit, which is classic, happens to everyone. But what Sahil said, they are capable of extraordinary moments because they have extraordinary talent.
No doubt.
Not many teams in the world are able to say that. There's a handful of teams that have the talent to create extraordinary moments, and Japan is one of them. And it's probably the only one in Asia. One could argue South Korea and Sun. I don't know. I don't know if they're playing at that level.
Yeah, that's a good segue, actually. But one more time, I just want to say omedetou gozaimasu. Congratulations, Japan. We'll see you. We'll see you here in the U.S. We'll welcome you in. Roy, you mentioned South Korea, and this is weird. This is getting strange. It's a match where South Korea dominates, Rahi, and then they allow a goal at the end, and look, it's a draw.
Yeah, it's a team that's low on confidence. And I think that starts and ends with their main player, right? Son is in a weird moment with this club. He looks a player short on confidence. Look, that could all change before the World Cup. They're going to qualify for the World Cup. But right now, this is a Korea team that looks not themselves. They don't look strong. They don't look confident. Is it a managerial change? Let's see. Is it just the players need to be in better form? Let's see. But it's not the best version of Korea we've seen in a while, Roy.
Yeah, I don't like how this team is playing, but it's been a while since we've seen this team play well. Who was their last coach? Mr. Jurgen Klinsmann. My goodness, that was a dark era as well. So they haven't gotten out of that. And what led to the Klinsmann hiring was disappointing performances. So this has been a trend for a long time, which is why I say Japan is by and large the best team in this region. When this World Cup qualifying start, I thought South Korea would be up there with Japan. Head to head, who's the best in the region? This is both of these teams' chance to go from very good national team to world class.
Yeah.
I think one of them did. The other dropped a couple levels.
Yeah. Oh, but they have your manager, Roy, your favorite boy, your LA Galaxy player.
Heung-min.
They do, which is so heartbreaking that they're not figuring it out with him.
You know, it's a good thing you guys bring up. But what I want to say is, this team has trouble finishing off matches. That's the biggest problem with this team. We saw it in the Asian Cup. We see it here in this match. Oman had no business, by the way, getting a draw out of this match.
No. But that's confidence to me, right? Yeah. You see that if you watch, for example, a team like Manchester City this year, you've seen the same thing happen. When you concede late goals, it's confidence.
Yeah, 100%. So, like you said, South Korea is going to be there. They're probably going to make it eventually, but just a very disappointing day. All right, let's finish here. Speaking of disappointing days, what a turn of events this match had, because it looked like in the first, 10 minutes, guys, where you see Indonesia's rocking and rolling in Australia.
Oh, man.
And then, man, so many talking points. Let's get into this.
Look, we talked about the manager change. We talked about how risky it was to take a team that was playing well and playing organized and bring in a new manager. And look, Roy, there were times this game where Indonesia looked very good. They attacked well in moments. They did some great things. The goal was gorgeous.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's the little mistakes that they weren't making in the past. 3 of these goals come from corner kicks effectively. 3 corner kick mistakes, right? The first goal is a penalty, but it's a mistake on a corner kick. It's a soft penalty. I don't necessarily agree with it, but hey, it's a corner kick. Then 2 more open headers for Australia. You can't make these kind of mistakes. The second goal is basically a backwards pass to nowhere from Tom Hay, right? Yep. So over and over again, that's 4 mistakes that lead to goals. And despite how good they were at moments, despite the fact that they outpossessed Roy by over 60%, this is the problem when you bring in a new manager, that all the sort of little details get lost and you take a decent performance and make it into a shambolic loss.
Yeah, it was truly heartbreaking. And first off, I want to say to the Garuda fans, saya minta maaf. I'm sorry for how this game went, because this, leading up to this, there was so much hope. There was so much excitement. There was so much belief. And to that, I will use Ted Lasso's words. Is there Ted Lasso in Indonesia? Let us know in the comments. I have no idea if you guys have that show. Yeah. But Ted Lasso says, believe. Believe. There's still another match. But this game was a disaster. I attribute it to 3 different things. One, it's too early to say we missed Shin Tae-yong. It was a disaster of a hiring to bring Kluivert. This is a huge mistake. It's just one game right now. But if Indonesia doesn't come out and win the next game, then I think it's time to say that Kluivert hiring was a huge mistake, because this tactical approach, it felt wrong. It felt wrong. The first 10 minutes, it felt right, because it was all Indonesia. It was a relentless attack, got the penalty, missed the penalty. And then it felt like that was a major, major turning point for the team. But this high press style requires defensive stability. It requires a deep understanding of how to play this style and not leave massive holes defensively and not give up the midfield. And Indonesia didn't have that figured out. In the attack, they were exciting and they were doing some things, but it was imbalanced. The defense couldn't keep up. They were completely overrun by Australia. And this isn't an Australia team that's known for They're attacking prowess, guys.
That's what I wanted to say. Australia didn't play particularly well. That's the scary thing. You lost 5-1 to an Australian team that didn't play particularly well. I want to go back to the penalty, though, guys. I want to talk about this. And I've always said this, and I don't know how to say this, but you cannot miss that penalty. I mean, it's just you cannot miss it. I don't know what else to say, right? Like, especially away, you have the opportunity to go up 1-0 in a game like that is so important. And
it would have.
Yeah.
I feel Indonesia wins the game had they scored that penalty, because the psychological aspect is so powerful in this game. And for a team like Indonesia, who has such intense pressure on their shoulders, these players have such intense pressure. They become celebrities overnight by joining the national team. To miss that penalty, it was just, psychologically speaking, completely a downhill spiral from that moment.
Yeah.
You could feel it. You could
if
feel
you think
it.
about
see
it
it in the players.
It's like they lost their heads for 20 minutes, right? And then in that after the goal, towards the end of the first half, then you're down 3-0 and the game's over, right? And there were uncharacteristic mistakes, right? A mistake from your captain basically passing it backwards into nowhere. So I agree that the mental piece played a huge role. I agree with you, Roy. It's too early to talk about the coaching change, but I guess what I'm talking about is the fact that you made a change, right? It's not that this may not be the right manager. It's that making a change at this stage when you played this team at home and tied them 0-0, right? You didn't give up a goal. So now you're looking at a situation where you've given up multiple goals against the same team. So I just think the decision to change things now felt strange. And you could see that they hadn't everything figured out, right? There's new players coming in, and the corner kicks is the biggest thing, Roy. Do not give up goals on set pieces. Those are easy moments to defend. You cannot give up that many goals on set pieces.
And it's extremely rare, guys. It's extremely rare for a team to fire their coach in this proactive manner without a clear reason why. Shin Tae-yong was doing well with what he had at the time. He was putting together some admirable performances. He seemed to be that guy that could squeak out qualification here. And it was that's such a drastic shift to go from that style to Kluivert's style, to go to an inexperienced coach. Again, too early to say it was a mistake.
Yeah, no, I was going to say.
You said believe.
Yeah.
And just one thing. The next game is the big one, right? Because now what's happened is Australia separated, Bahrain lost, right?
Yeah.
And so you have this opportunity between you, China, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain. It's wide open, right? So the next game is the big one. And you talked about new players. How do you say his name? Romani, number 10. Well, this kid is fantastic, man.
Very good.
What a goal he scored.
He's good. And don't forget who they get back, right? Mr. Ragnar, your boy, is back. Justin Hubner, who also didn't play, right, has the potential to come back. So I think there's a lot of positives coming up for this next game, but it's a must-win, guys. It's a must-win at this point.
It's a must-win, and
it is a must.
Have to believe that Indonesia is capable, because they've shown they are. They've shown it countless times that they are capable of the magical performance. It needs to happen this game. If it doesn't, say goodbye, because
yeah, this is it. This is it. So we'll get ready for that. For all you fans enjoying these videos, please subscribe to the channel. Let us know your thoughts in the comments about what's going on, about Japan, about South Korea, and of course about Indonesia. All right, guys. Roy, take it away. We'll end here, and we'll see you guys next time.
Take it away. All right. Let's say Vamos Asia y vamos Garuda. Let's go.
Very unbiased, Roy is.